Hey, remember that bonkers chonker of a fossil whale they discovered last August? You know, him with the headlines that said heavier than a blue whale? Well, it turns out that Pachyostosis might not have been so preposterously proportioned after all, and now there's Whaleontology drama about it. For context, Pachyostosis is a relatively newly described genus of extinct whale that lived about 40 million years ago, and I will give you one guess as to which modern country it was found in. I and many other science communicators reported on the discovery of Pachyostosis when it came out last summer because, among other things, the authors of the paper that described Pachyostosis gave an estimated mass range of between 85 and 340 tons, with a most likely value of 180 tons, which made headlines all over the place because that would mean that Pachyostosis has beaten the modern blue whale for the title of heaviest animal ever. Then last Thursday, this paper came out, and it says the original mass estimate for Pachyostosis was almost certainly a dramatic overestimation. The new paper claims that Pachyostosis could only have been between 41 and 114 tons, with a most likely range of between 60 and 70, which the authors noted would still make Pachyostosis unusually heavy for a whale of its length. Honestly though, even if this downsize turns out to be correct, I am still not any less impressed with Pachyostosis as an animal, because to me, the thing that stuck out most about the original paper was not that bigger than a blue whale mass estimate, it was the bones themselves, because I cannot put this strongly enough. These bones are ludicrous. Like, these bones are so weird looking, the people who originally excavated Pachyostosis weren't even sure that they were bone. This is a lumbar vertebra from a modern right whale. This is a Pachyostosis lumbar vertebra. So what the hell is going on here? Well, scientifically this is called Pachyostosis, which means thickened bones. Unscientifically, it's called the chonkiest bones you've ever seen in your life, and it is actually the reason why the authors of the new paper think the original mass estimate was an overestimate. The mass calculations in the original Pachyostosis paper relied on the assumption that the total mass of a whale scales proportionally to the mass of the skeleton of that whale. So if whale A has a skeleton that's X% heavier than the skeleton of whale B, then the entire body of whale A must also be X% heavier than whale B. So they estimated the total mass of Pachyostosis' skeleton when it was alive, they got some figures for ratio of skeletal weight to total weight for some modern whales, and they worked out the weight of Pachyostosis from there. The authors of the new paper pointed out that in modern animals exhibiting Pachyostosis, having super chonky heavy bones doesn't mean that the rest of the animal is also that chonky and heavy, it just means that those bones take up a greater portion of the animal's total weight than they otherwise would. In other words, these animals are quite literally just big boned. Also noteworthy, or at least I hope it's noteworthy because I'm noting it, there's some kind of spicy burns in this new paper directed at the original paper, including, overall, it is not clear that a 340-ton cetacean could dive, breathe, or maintain a heart rate. Pachyostosis would never be as heavy as the largest blue whale, even if its body was packed with only compact bones. And then they also have a table here that lists reasons why they think the original mass estimate is wrong, including a few different versions of what I described, and one of the headings under cause of bias just says low accuracy of the methods. Which, ouch. Two of the authors from the original Pachyostosis paper weighed in on the peer review on this one, which you can read because it came out in Peer J, and they are clearly not pleased. The authors inadequately question the validity of results from previous works. See detailed comments below. While a few isolated parts of this manuscript may be worth publishing, we think that the main results are too heavily biased. Like, this makes me wonder if these people know each other. Anyway, the original authors gave reasons for those critiques in this peer review, and I'm sure they're going to follow up with a more elaborate publication responding to this publication, and I'll probably report on that too, so stay tuned for more messy Whaleontology, and I'll catch you next time. This and all my other content was brought to you thanks partly to my Patreon supporters, particularly besties Anton, Coleman, JD, David, Juan, Martin, and Michael, and the friends named on the screen behind me. Thank you.